right, today is November the 21st, 2025. Today, Stewart is officially 65 years old. We're driving home in the rain. So, anyway, we're going to do a birthday interview. I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to answer them for me. Okay?
Sure.
Are you down for it? All right. The first question is, what do you remember about the place or places that you grew up?
I remember being able to do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. Ran free, bicycled free, all over the place. There was no limits to where we could go. Except for the quicksand on Farm Ridge Road. We weren't allowed there.
Tell me a little bit about the house on Farm Ridge. What do you remember about the Farm Ridge Roadhouse? It's still there, and your brother
Not
Johnny...
there. It's been tore down.
No, that's right. I'm sorry. Johnny doesn't live there.
It was a square house. It had 4 rooms, 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. And from the inside, you could run around in a circle, all 4 rooms.
What was it you told me you used to do at that house when you were little?
Ride a bicycle.
In the house?
In the house.
Okay, what about the Farm Ridge, not Farm Ridge, East Appletree house? The one that your brother Johnny now owns. What do you remember about that house?
Brick, had a basement, no air conditioner. Sometimes we had heat when we had fuel oil. If we didn't have fuel oil, we had to burn wood.
Did you have to chop the wood or help with the wood? Or
I helped all the wood. I didn't even know what my name was until I was 13 years old. I always thought my name was Get Wood.
Okay. All right. Tell me about your first job that you ever had and the lessons that it taught you.
The first real job I ever had where I paid taxes was at a grocery store. And I can't say that it taught me anything.
What'd you do at that grocery store?
Stock groceries. They tried to teach me how to be a butcher. My hands got too cold. I couldn't cut them chickens up.
Okay, a little bit more about childhood stuff.
Low visibility reported ahead.
Your favorite movie or TV show when you were a kid? Or shows. It could be more than one.
Lost in Space, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bonanza, Gunsmoke, all the westerns.
Okay.
The Partridge Family.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the invention that came about during your lifetime that has most amazed you? In your last 65 years that you've been on this earth?
It's hard to say. I guess everybody would probably say the phone, the iPhone, the cell phone. I can remember the first phone I had. I bought it used. And I don't remember what year it was. It was in the 90s, late 90s. And it had an antenna that you had to pull up out of the phone.
Yeah.
And I think I paid like $20-something for it used, and it was month to month. You had to,
Yeah.
you had to pay month to month just to keep the phone on.
Okay.
But there are so many technologies.
Yeah.
Take, for example, my hearing aids. You know, the car we're driving, GPS,
Yeah.
everything.
Okay. You want me to hurry up? The fondest memories that you have of your parents, and then the fondest memories you have of your grandparents.
Well, my grandma Seville, I can remember staying all night with them. And of course, you know, her and Papa didn't sleep together in the same room. But I can remember staying all night with them, and she would read me sections of the funnies, comics in the newspaper before we went to bed. Grandpa Morgan, Oscar. We used to do a lot of hunting together, some fishing. The one thing that kind of stands out in my mind is that between my junior and senior year summer, we cut bugwood all summer long, and I worked for him and Ralph. He worked hard, very hard. And back then, in the 70s, he was already, in the late 1970s, he was my age. He was in his late 60s. And he was a hard worker. And they paid me $5 a day to load bugwood onto the truck and help him take it to the mill. My grandma Craig, Gaga, that was one of the things that stands out in my mind is that I can always remember her praying every morning. She would lock herself in the bathroom and she would get on her knees and she would pray every morning for her family. And you could hear her praying through the door.
Okay. And you never met your grandpa Craig because he passed away at what age?
I don't know. He died before I was born.
Before you were born. What did he die from?
Heart attack.
Heart attack. Was he young then, I guess? I know
No,
he was older than Mamaw, but I mean Gaga. Yeah. All right. So you kind of touched on this already, but what was life like when? No, you haven't touched on this. What was life like when you were raising Tyler, Lauren, and Haley? What was life like for us from your viewpoint?
It was hectic. Seemed like there was always something to do, somewhere to go. Tyler and Lauren were involved in everything, a lot. Haley wasn't involved in anything. So
Haley did dance and things like that.
Okay. But I worked second shift through some of that for 5 years, and it was pretty hard. It was hard on me because a lot of times on a Saturday morning I would come home, get off work at 5 o'clock. I would come home, get home at 6 o'clock, get in the bed for a couple of hours, and then we'd have to get up and take somebody somewhere or go participate in the Pinewood Derby races, or somebody would have to go to dance or cheerleading or gymnastics, and it just seemed like that there was always something going on. It seemed hectic. It seemed like it flew by too. It's gone. remember. There's a lot of things I guess I don't remember about them being little. There's a lot of things I do remember, but I feel like I missed out a lot too because I tried to make so much money. I was always worried about making enough money and always working overtime, working Saturdays. And I feel like I kind of missed a lot based on where I worked at.
What were some other things about our life raising kids, though? What were some other, I mean, we did family vacations and...
We did. Went on vacation every year. We made sure of that. We did something every year. I guess you could call it a vacation. Sometimes we didn't go very far. We bought a camper one year, and we had it for a couple of years. And the kids always loved that. Sometimes we went far away, and sometimes we didn't go anywhere. Just we stayed in the state. But I think everybody really enjoyed it.
Okay, so what's the most rewarding thing about getting older?
Continue on I-75 north for 35 miles.
Well, I would say that buying a hunting license, since I don't have to buy one anymore, but I don't hunt. So,
That's the most rewarding thing about getting older.
I'm not sure what the most rewarding thing is. I know
You got to retire.
sometimes I feel like I'm old. I did get to retire, but I worked hard to get to that point too. So
You deserve it.
there was I had a good I worked for a good company that gave me good benefits, so that was a reward for being diligent, I guess, loyal to the place where I worked. I think what the thing is when you work for Toyota and companies like that, you get to the point to where you're making so much money, you feel like you just can't leave. And that was kind of where I was at. After I got 15, 20 years in, at that point you just get sucked in. And at that point you're close enough to retirement that you have to stay. But the good thing about getting older and not working, is that there is a lot of freedom.
All right. If you could go back to any age, which age would that be and why?
Probably somewhere between the age of 9 and 12. Because after that, I went to high school, and I didn't like high school. Seems like at that age, it was pretty carefree. And I love summers.
So the ages between 9 and 12.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of?
I'm proud that I raised 3 kids that know the meaning of working hard, owning businesses, and trying to get ahead, trying to make a living for their families. I'm proud that they are good citizens. They're not dope smokers, not potheads. They're good citizens. I'm proud that I married a good woman. She takes care of me. I don't have to worry about anything. I never had to worry about anything. I was always proud of the fact that I knew that the house was going to be kept in order for the most part. And that I didn't have to worry about anything.
Okay, well, that can segue into how did you and I meet? Or when did we first meet? And how?
I don't know how we first met. I'm sure it was at school. Probably saw you standing by one of the heaters in the hallway or something, or next to a locker. I don't know. I don't know how we met. Initially, I know I played basketball. You were the cheerleader, but I can't really say how we met, or who introduced us, or anything, or if anybody introduced us.
I think Renee Holloway had something to do with some of it. I can't remember for sure. Can you remember any dates we went on, or anything memorable about our wedding? Or not? Can you remember? But is there anything that stands out about those that you have memories of that are strong memories?
I remember we always used to go to Somerset on dates. We'd always go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And seems like we used to go to Arby's.
Yeah.
And we liked the taco salad at Wendy's that just came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our first date, I could get corrected on this, but it seemed like our first date we saw maybe Superman at the Oneida Theater.
We did go to the movies in Oneida, but I can't remember what we saw.
I remember our wedding. I was really proud to get to marry you, and I kind of walked around like I was the cock of the roost, and I really felt good about everything. That day was really, really special.
Okay. What was the best day of your life? Or maybe you have more than one, but a couple. Was there one specific date that was the best day of your life?
Well, I don't know how old I was, but probably the day I gave my heart to Jesus. I remember where it was at. My papa was preaching. I think I was in the 6th grade, which would have put me around 11, 12 or something. It was at Brick Plant Holler, and I don't even know where that's at. But that was obviously a great day. Each day my kids were born was a great day. The day I got married. The day I retired, September the 6th, 2019. The day my grandkids were born, Those were great days. All those days stand out.
So how important is your faith to you?
Well, it's really important, although I may not put it on display enough. But I'm not an extrovert when it comes to prayer, or I'm not outspoken enough the way I should be. But I truly believe that God loves us more than anything, that He sent His Son to die for us, and that's what you and I have tried to instill in our kids, and it's the most important thing in the world.
Okay, so some of these things overlap a little bit, but what kind of things make you happy? Or what things make you happy?
The things that make me happy: when Republicans win elections. The things that make me happy:
Oh, Stu.
when I hear my grandkids giggle, when I can make them laugh. The things that make me happy is when they come through the door at church, or they come to my house, the first thing they do is run up and give me a hug. Nothing, well, there are things that make me happier, but that little innocence is pretty special. And I think too that having all my kids in the same area makes me happy.
Yeah.
Playing golf makes me happy.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. I mean, I could do without it, but I do enjoy it.
Have your dreams and goals changed throughout your life? Or have they always been the same?
I never had a lot of goals when I was young. That's pretty obvious. I don't know what I thought was going to happen after we got married. The things that happened just kind of happened without a lot of planning. So, when I walked in the door at Toyota, they said, you can retire in 25 at age 55. That was a goal. That was a dream. And that was a plan. After I did that, I don't really have a lot of goals now. I guess you could say I'm just living day to day.
Well, it's always your goal to break 80 on the golf course.
Yeah, and I've
Always.
done that.
Yeah.
I've done that several times. 62 to break 80.
Yeah, you broke 80 at 62.
So,
Okay, so just a couple more things and then we're going to be done with this. So, What life advice would you give someone that maybe is just getting started in their career, or just graduating from high school, getting married? What kind of life advice do you have for somebody like that?
Work hard. No matter what you're doing, work hard. And work hard at it. And don't work so hard that you forget that you have a family. But work hard. Be the breadwinner. If you're the man, be the breadwinner. Take care of your wife. Take care of your kids. And if you don't like what you're doing, do something different. But just do it. Don't be lazy. Don't be a sloth. When the weekends come, don't lay around all weekend. Do something. Stay active. Exercise. Stay healthy. And always keep God first.
All good points. All right, the last thing that I'm going to ask you is, how would you like to be remembered when you're not here anymore, or just in general?
I would like to be remembered as just a good guy, a trustworthy person, a friend. You could call me friend. That I was a good family man. That I cared about people. That I like my neighbors. I take care of my neighbors when I can. I take care of my family when I can. I take care of my kids, my wife. I love my family. I don't have any ill will toward anybody yet. I'd like to be known as a person that loved their parents and their grandparents, their kids and their grandkids. And basically, I just like to be known that I just love life. I enjoy it.
All right, so anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to add to what we're talking about? I mean, this is 65 years we're celebrating today. It's a milestone for a lot of things. But is there anything else that we didn't talk about or I didn't ask that you wanted to add?
65 years is a long time. But it's like a vapor. It's here 1 minute and the next minute it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are things that I have forgotten that I will never know in the future. Don't take life for granted. Live every day to the fullest. And if you're lucky enough to make it to retirement, do it. If you're old enough to retire and you got the money, retire. So many people that I have known that either turned in their resignation and before they walked out the doors, they died. Or they just walked out the door and they died. Or they said, I'm going to work one more year. I could retire now, but I'm going to work one more year. If you can do it, don't wait. It's not worth waiting. Done.
You're done. All right. Well, I'm glad that we were able to do an interview, and I love you more than anything in this world. Happy, happy, happy birthday, and looking forward to at least 25 more years.
25 more.
25 more. All right. Love you.